Welcome to the Naturally Yours podcast, where we celebrate our beautiful women of color while spotlighting their success and bringing more awareness to their natural hair. On today, for episode 5, I have the pleasure of interviewing a beautiful Black queen who is a career empowerment coach who also owns her own business that specializes in career and personal development. Help me welcome Ms. Beautiful ReMona Thompson.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me, Ty. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I know you're very busy, so thank you for taking some time out of your schedule. So, just to open us up, for anyone who may not be familiar with you yet, how about you tell us a little bit about who you are and what made you start Chics Empowered?
As mentioned, I am ReMona Thompson. I am the owner of Chics Empowered and a career empowerment coach. I help women who feel unfulfilled in their careers flip their passions and their purpose into work they love, and so that they can live the lives that they want. And I started this business because that was me. That I was that woman. I was that stressed out, overwhelmed, unfulfilled woman doing too much, and
Mm-hmm.
not enough of what it is that I really wanted to do. So that's kind of like how it all started.
Gotcha. So before Chicks and Power got started, tell us a little bit about your background. Tell us what you were doing at the time and what led up to this.
Right. So I am a trained social worker. I have my master's degree in social work, and
Okay.
I have worked many, many years, with in different capacities. And over the course of time, I became like the trainer, the go-to person who was helping the new staff members get acclimated to the position. And so I did a lot of the kind of new hire training. And as I was doing that,
Mm,
I worked with a lot of women who found themselves kind of, they were there. Some of them loved it, some of them didn't. And then I found myself kind of naturally coaching them into doing work that they really wanted to do, instead of kind of settling for something that they knew their heart really wasn't in it. So I was working in early childhood education. I also worked in the past, I've worked in foster care and adoption. So I had a wide range of different things that I've done. My last 10 years, though, has been primarily working with women and training them in the early childhood education to go out and work in classrooms as teachers, and training them to kind of get them ready for that classroom and to work with those children. So that's been the last 10 years. That's been the focus. And as I was doing that, I kind of graduated into this process of coaching women into really pursuing what they wanted to do, because I found so many who were just kind of like doing things that they thought was going to be easy for them to get into versus them taking the time out to uh, decide what is it really that you really want to do. Where does your passion lie? What is it that if there were no obstacles, what would you really be choosing to do? And from there, that's kind of like how it grew. And so I decided to go back to school and get certified as a life and career coach.
gotcha. Gotcha. So during this transition time, did you maybe take on any of these coworkers onto your new business as you
So
were like transitioning?
I had some coworkers that I was working with, they didn't become clients, but they were definitely people that I supported throughout their process. So I have actually a couple, a couple who have moved on to do some different things. They've supported the business and they attend workshops and that kind of thing, but they haven't become like a one-on-one client. So, but they've participated in some of my group activities and events. Yep.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Awesome. That's awesome. It's all about building relationships. And
Yeah.
by you building that, you still have a connection with them. So that's
Yeah,
that's
I'm
amazing.
still connected with quite a few of them. They attend different workshops. I'm supporting them in there. Some of them have ventured out into their own businesses as well. And
Hmm.
so I'm supporting them. Or if they didn't venture out into their own business, they ventured into going to do work that really matters to them. So that's the goal. You know, that's the intention. If we have to spend 30 plus more hours in a workplace, we might as well enjoy what it is that we're doing. That's my motto.
Yes. Yes. Me too. Me too. I'm right there with you. Okay, so I know that you said that you currently do workshops and you do your one-on-one consulting slash coaching. Is there anything else that you see in the future for your business, or that maybe some services that you'll be adding to the business, or maybe see some mentor groups or something? Tell us what you got going on, Ms. ReMona.
So right now, you know, as I'm preparing for the new year, I have some workshops that I have coming up. I have
Hmm.
one in January that's called Purpose in the Bag, and so it's going to really be
I
kind of
like
focusing
that.
in. Yes, 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 yes. So it's going to be focusing on, you know, really tapping into what the true goals and desires are, and looking at what's the purpose, what's the why behind that, and then moving into action. Right. So the focus is going to be, you know, ascending in 2022. We're moving higher. We're going
Mhm.
higher. So what is it that we're wanting to do? So that's going to be the focus of that, and more right now with everything with COVID-19, we've been doing a lot of things. We've been doing everything really virtually. So in the future, what I want to see is us going back to live events. And then
Okay.
also the biggest thing that I want to do is actually a mentoring program for young girls, to get them started early, to start exploring what
Yes.
their career options
Yes.
are, and to see what's available to them, that they don't have to be boxed in to this 9 to 5. They don't have to be boxed into
Hmm.
what other people think they should do, but give them an opportunity at a young age to start exploring what it is that they want to do. And then they can choose, you know, to explore areas that they're interested in, what piques their interest, and then kind of build from that. So I'm looking to have like partners, other business owners, other professionals who will serve as mentors. So that's something that I want to see in the future for the business.
Gotcha. That's awesome. And I love that because it's all about educating the community and the children because they're the future. So
Right.
they
Yes.
need this education. So I love that you're going to specifically make a mentorship for them because honestly that's kind of what I do, and that's what I want to get into with my hair, with my hair
Oh,
consulting
yes.
business. Like I really want to
Woo.
get into teaching the younger children, not just the girls, but the guys too, because they tend to grow their hair out, and you need to know
Right.
how to properly handle your hair
Right.
because we were never taught.
Right.
So that's really near and dear to my heart. So I love that. I love that
That's
about your business.
exciting news. That's exciting news because I'm telling you, I needed that. I mean, yeah, I needed that.
Yes, yes, it's so needed. It's such a need, and
Right.
they're in great hands. So I can't wait. We'll probably have to talk about that off of here, but I definitely want to
Right.
talk to
Right.
you about that.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. So tell us, what are some gems or some things that maybe you learned along the way as an entrepreneur, Black woman, that you could maybe share with the next inspiring entrepreneur, or let's say a younger woman that maybe wants to leave her 9 to 5, but she's still working this job. She doesn't know what way to go. She maybe don't have any training. What would you recommend for someone in that situation?
Right. The first thing that I will say is that entrepreneurship is not for the weak. Okay. If you if you
Mm-mm.
decide that this is the route that you're going to take, you have to be all in, all in, and
All
be who
in.
you are. Be who you are, you know, authentically.
Mhm.
Remain open to learning, to always stay, be a lifetime learner. It's important because so much is changing, and you know, social media, with technology, and all of these different things, and
Mm,
you have to learn. You know, the pandemic forced us to live and work in different ways. So just kind of like staying
mhm,
abreast of what's happening and going on. I think it's important to tap into what it is that what you desire, like what your likes are, what you, um, you know, what is it that you're wanting to do, because those things
mhm,
will lead you into like what your purpose is, so that then you know that you're on the right path for what it is that you're pursuing in your business, if that's something that you're wanting to do. Um, and then also being patient with yourself because you may discover that, you know what, maybe I need some training. So what I like to do is like an assessment of skills, talents, and then just kind of like your natural gifts, right? And then kind
Right.
of look at, okay, so this is what I like, this is what I'm good at, this is what I want to do, but I don't have any skill in that. So you do an assessment, because then that lets you know, okay, so I know how to do this, or I know where to go and get trained in this, but I need this particular skill. So I'm going to have to, there might be some training or some certification or work or something, that I'm going to need to do, even if it's volunteer work, to get some experience, to get your hands wet and, your feet wet in doing what it is, those little things that you need to learn. So those are just some nuggets that I have that come to mind for me. And then also, once you start the business, is to be patient with yourself and show up for yourself, even before you start the business, but showing up for yourself, because there's always someone watching, there's always someone paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
You might think they're not, you may have posted something and you only got one like. Somebody is watching, though. I've had this happen to me numerous occasions where I've had people follow me that I had no idea, and then they reach out to me, for a one-on-one or something, or a workshop or something of that nature. People are always watching, and then shockingly, one of the things that I discovered is that people that are closer to me were
Mm-hmm.
watching more than I ever thought.
Mm.
And so that's something also to be mindful of. Is that if this is your passion, this is your goal, this is your dream, other people are not going to either necessarily get it either. They're not going to necessarily get it. So you have to
Nope.
pursue it for yourself, and
Yes.
stay positive for yourself, and also keep a camp around you that's going to support what it is that you're doing. Even if they don't understand, they at least support it.
Right. Right. And I'm gonna just piggyback off of that. Yes. Your why is it definitely has to be strong. Like
Right.
if your why isn't strong, you are going to quit because it gets tough. Those
Yes.
tests and those challenges, they gonna come and they're not gonna stop because they're there
Right.
to see if you really want this. They're there to see if
Right.
you're gonna pass the test or are you gonna fail and God gonna have to pass it on to somebody else. Because
Right.
he's testing you to see are you ready for this? You throw it in
Right.
his face. Oh, so you're not ready for this. Okay. So I'm gonna move on to the next person then that is ready.
Right. Right.
So you you
And how
you gotta
are
be
you really?
ready.
Right.
You gotta have your why in place. Trust me, I know because I tried a couple things and my why was not right. And I quit. I
Right.
quit them.
Right.
And it's because my mindset, my why wasn't right. And your mindset has to be right, your why has to be right. Your circle has to be right. You can't have those
Uh,
negative Nancy's around you. You have to have supportive people around you. You got to have people that you look up to, people that you're learning from. If you're the only
yeah.
one in the room that knows everything, you're in the wrong room.
Right. That's
You
right.
need to be
That's right. That's right. Yes. 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 Yes.
you have to be
The world
around
of
more knowledge. We have to constantly be learning. If you're not learning, you're
right.
not living.
Right.
Cuz
Right. Right.
if you woke up this morning, you have a purpose. God woke you
Right.
up for a
Right.
reason. So live your
Right.
purpose.
Right. And to be and to really be willing to explore what that purpose is, because sometimes things can be funky and tricky because it shows up and it looks like one thing, and it may reveal itself in a different way. And that's what happened for me. Like, I've always known that I was going to work to serve people. Like, I've always known that. That's why I have a master's
Mhm.
degree in social work. But it and let me tell you, 15 years ago, no one could have ever told me that I would be making a living talking in public and speaking in public, because that was just not something I was going to do. But naturally, it was actually something um, that came easy to me, even though I would get nervous. And it was
Mhm.
actually a previous supervisor that said to me, "You have a real knack for this. You should be doing more of this." And that's how I started doing all of the training for the companies that I was working with, is because I literally discovered that that's something that I am good at and that I enjoy doing. It's a great place for me to express my creativity and to connect with people. And that's how that grew. So being into, sometimes somebody else might see the something in you that you don't quite yet see.
Mhm.
And then you develop it over time if that's what you want to do. Yes, 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 yes.
That is very true. There are other, especially when you get around those other entrepreneurs, their mind is always going. They're always thinking about those new ideas. I love those type of entrepreneurs. Those are like my favorite
Right,
because they
right,
always
right,
throwing a new idea in your mind. And
right.
and would you also add that they should get a mentor, or do you
Oh yeah,
think
with without fail, as early as possible too, as early as possible.
yes?
And you want someone who can keep it real with you, who's going to be able to be honest with you and say, sis, that ain't working, or you need to check your attitude about certain things, or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
You need somebody that can be honest with you,
Right,
and really guide you also, that's able to provide, constructive feedback, support. And when you're having that
right.
moment where it's just like, I can't even take it. Like, I have another coach who, she and I are, we've been accountability partners for now for over 3 years now.
Awesome.
And that's what we do for each other. That's what we do. We meet
Mm-hmm.
consistently every week. We've been doing that
Awesome.
literally for 3 years. So, and sometimes it's like, child, I don't even feel like it, but I'm going to do it anyway. you
Right,
know,
girl.
you
Who you
have to
telling?
live in reality. In building this business, you also have a life outside of it. You have a family and all of those other things.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. It's important, mentorship, having a mentor. And that's my accountability partner, but I also have a mentor that I go to for other business, uh, and I have my own coach. I have a coach that I actually see, to
Gotcha.
get support and feedback as well. Yes. As a coach,
Gotcha.
you
Gotcha.
absolutely need a coach. It's just like, as a therapist, you need a therapist.
Right,
It's the same
right.
concept.
So true.
Same
So
concept.
true. And I'm a natural hair coach as well as a host for a podcast. So as well as a natural hair influencer. So you definitely got to have you a mentor. I got two coaches, so I guess you can call them mentor slash coach, but I got two of them
Right.
because they're needed.
Right.
And it's all about going to new levels, and you have to get around people who can get you to that next level.
Yes. 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 Yes.
You can't. They always say if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go
Right.
far, go with your team. Build a team.
Right. 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 Absolutely.
Okay, so let's get into some natural hair, shall we?
Yes. 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 Yes.
So, why don't you tell the audience how long you've been natural, or if you've always been natural, and tell us a little bit about your natural journey from growing up to now.
Right. Right. So I've been natural most of my life.
Okay.
When I was a teenager, I decided that I had to get a perm like all of my girlfriends were doing. And my mom did not, she took good care of my hair. She did not want me to get a perm. But I kept nagging and nagging and nagging. And so she finally broke down. She let me get
Mm-hmm.
the perm. And the person who did my hair, which was a professional, she did
Mm-hmm.
not wash all the perm out. And the next day, I had all of these all over my scalp. My forehead was literally burnt. And so I had to go to the hospital. I spent a week in the hospital. Yes, I
Oh
spent a
my
week in the hospital. And
gosh,
I never want to see a perm again, ever. Like, I was
girl.
devastated and traumatized by the whole thing. So once my hair got, my mom was she was so upset. But by the time we got it kind of back to, it's some normalcy, I
Mm-hmm.
noticed that my scalp was like forever changed. Like, it just, it dries out quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have psoriasis of the scalp, which we discovered
Mm-hmm.
later on. Um, so it's been a journey. For a long time, I would not touch a perm. And then I think maybe for like a short period of time when I was in college, I decided to get another perm again. And I let someone that I trust do it. I didn't have any problems with it. I was fine. But
Right.
then, just who I am, I was just like, I gotta go back to my natural hair. I don't like this. This is not me. Like, it just wasn't me. So I went back
Right.
to I went back to my natural hair, and I locked my hair. My hair was locked for many years. And then I went through this phase where I just wanted to cut it all off. And I went to my stylist. She's like, you've grown your locks out for years. Why? I said, this is just where I'm at. I was on a spiritual journey. I just needed a fresh new start. So what do we do? When we need a fresh new start, the first thing we do is we're going to do something different with that hair.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I cut it. She was like, are you sure? I was like, yes. So she was like, once I cut, I can't go back. So I said, just do it so that it's done. So she cut it off, and I wore it really low. And then I haven't had a perm since. Before then, I hadn't had a perm. So I've been natural. One of the things that I try to do is I struggle with dryness. So that's something I try to keep moisture in as much as possible.
Right.
Sometimes I don't always do what I need to do at nighttime for my hair, because my hair needs to be twisted at night, because if I don't do something with it in the morning, oh my gosh. So I have to keep it braided or twisted or something. I have to do something to lock in and keep that moisture in. Otherwise,
gotcha. It seeps out.
Right.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So do you think you maybe have high porosity, maybe?
I think mine is.
Okay. So that makes sense. Yeah. Yep. You get it fast, right, but you lose it just as good. So yeah, that's the only thing.
Yes. I mean,
we're the opposite. I'm low porosity. So mine, it's hard to get the moisture in. And then once I lock it in, then it stays. Right. But I try to make sure that I am getting better to make sure I am not missing a day of scalp massaging, moisturizing my hair, and drinking my water, because it's all part of the, right, having healthy hair. So I have a challenge going on right now that we're doing. So it's like an accountability hair challenge. So that's what I'm doing to help people learn new routines, because it's all about resetting your mind, unlearning, relearning. You didn't see it. You must didn't see it, but you can join. You can join if you want. I can send you the link after we get done.
Okay. Yep. I missed that.
Okay. No worries. You still got till Sunday to join it, to hang out with us, girl. So besides the perms and the burning, I did want to piggyback off of that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I had the same experience, but it wasn't somebody who did it. My mom actually did it. She wasn't a licensed cosmetologist or anything. She was going off what her sister did to her kids, and her sister gave them perms, and she was like, well, this will be, everybody wanted that instant gratification. They wanted it easy. So then I got a perm. And then one time, girl, I'll never forget it. One time I was getting my perm in, right? It started burning. And I was like, Mom, this is burning. This needs to be rinsed out. It hasn't been in there long enough. Mom, it's burning. Girl, probably another 15 minutes went by. It's excruciating burning. And I'm crying at this point. I'm like, this is burning. Girl, by the time we went and rinsed that mess off, my sides was gone. I had a sore. I had a scab in my head. I was bald. Girl, I was in tears. I went and cried to my dad. Girl, it was the worst. I was so mad. So I definitely understand how you feel, because I've been there. And girl, I'm so glad. And you know what? So crazy. I still was getting perms after that. But I didn't have a choice, because she, I was a child, so I had to do what my mom said. But I didn't want any more, though, after that. And then, as I kept getting older, I was getting braids and twists and stuff like that. But I was still getting perms. Finally, one day, went to the hairstylist who was doing my braids. There was a lady in there talking about how perms cause fibroids. And I was like, fibroids? I'm like, that don't sound good. I was like, you know what? I'm transitioning too. And that was the last time. That was the last year I ever got a perm. Because that lady, that was I want to say I started to transition the end of 2015. So in October, the end of October, well, um, was when I started to transition. So I think I transitioned for about 12 months. And then I finally cut
Mm-hmm.
off the rest of the perm that was left. I kept my hair in protective styles the whole time. So I didn't have to really deal with that two different texture.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing about that is I wasn't educated on when you have
Mm-hmm.
protective styles in. Every time I had it in, I had just as much hair come out as would grow. So it's like I never got any length because I didn't take care of my hair the proper way. I would leave my braids in for like 3 months. Like you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be doing that. And then you have to wash your hair if you're gonna leave it in there that long. And then you need to be moisturizing
Right.
it. I wasn't doing any of that. So my hair got clogged with lint balls and it was just dry. So it was so much breakage. It was breakage after breakage
Mm-hmm.
after breakage. So I went year after year after year because at the time I wasn't really concerned about wearing my natural hair. I was just all into the protective styles. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad I'm out of that phase, because now I get to really
Right.
embrace who I truly am. I get to really embrace my natural hair. I love my natural hair.
Right.
Since I've learned it and learned how to deal with it, and I've educated myself. You and I feel like, or I don't feel like, but I strongly believe, like Tracy Ross said, she used to be shy and stuff until she became natural and went back to her roots, and her confidence, just blew up.
Door.
And
Yes.
yeah, more. And I feel like that happened to me too. I feel like my confidence has raised even more because, girl, let me tell you, we both know natural hair is not for the weak either.
Right.
Because
Right. Right.
because some people cannot take how their hair look. Like
Right.
some in the
Right.
in the shrinkage, some people can't deal with that. Especially when you're
Yeah. And I have a lot
transitioning
of
or you get the big chop, people can't deal with that. They want to look a
right.
certain
Right.
way so that they fit in or so they feel accepted. And we
Right.
feel
Right.
unique. We feel empowered. We don't
That.
care about looking like nobody else. We don't want to
Mm-hmm.
hide our hair. So
Right.
my thing
Right.
is also educating and empowering. So that's why I'm like we go hand in hand because I love to empower, my people as well. To do more,
Right.
be better, just be a better you, invest in yourself, and
Yes.
love yourself, love your hair. Don't hide it
Right.
because it's
Right.
a
Right.
part of you. God made you this way, so you should
That's right.
embrace it. Why change it? So
Right.
that's where I'm at with it.
And I
um
love, I love my natural hair as well. And one of the things that I noticed, like, because I wear I recently started wearing my hair out more because I usually
mhm.
wear it up because I love my afro. I have my fro, my afro puff. And so
Right.
I was like, I want to do something different, so I started wearing it out and I love it. I've been enjoying it. But I noticed that because I was wearing my hair up, like this section up here, it's
Mhm.
shorter than the rest because that's where like my bands would be. So the
Yep.
pulling, and I remember reading
Yep.
something that she had written, like the pulling of the hair, and I was like, that's
Mhm.
exactly. So I got
Yes,
this
yes,
piece
you want to
here
move it
that's
around.
breaking. Right. Okay. So
Yes,
I said, well,
yes.
right now, since I'm playing with where I'm enjoying wearing it out or what have you, I just today it was one of those days. I said I'm gonna wrap this baby up and we're gonna keep it moving. Uh, but but that's what I noticed that. So I said, let me I gotta look and check and get some more tips on like how to kind of get that back, because I was thinking about just cutting it all off. And then I was like, well,
Oh
maybe I don't have to
no.
do that. Maybe, yeah,
Scalp
cut it all off.
massages.
So say
Do
that
you
again.
some massage your scalp, every night before you go to
Okay.
bed. Get that blood flowing up in
Mm-hmm.
there. That will increase the growth faster.
Okay.
It'll help get that filled in. And then make sure that
Gotcha.
you're moisturizing it. Um,
Right.
I will do that and deep condition as well. So, and are
Look,
you
you got me writing down notes now.
let me know if I need to repeat something.
You said moisturize and deep condition as well, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Whenever you're
Okay.
washing, you want to make sure you're deep conditioning it because that's going to help lock in
Right.
that moisture. Especially since you said you deal with a lot of dryness, deep conditioning is going to be your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and are you when
Okay.
you moisturize your hair? Are you sealing it? Like, are you doing the LOC method or LCO method? Anything
Right.
like
With
that?
the leave-in, the oil, and a cream. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
Yep.
Just add that deep conditioner. And As I Am is a good brand. I love that brand.
Okay. Yeah, I like.
Um,
Okay.
Miele's is a great brand too. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would definitely try that out and then see how that do that for about a month with the scalp massages every day and then
Hmm.
so take a before and after pic. So before you start and after
Oh,
just to see, because then you'll be able to tell your results.
right. Right.
Yep.
Okay. That's good. See, look at that. I love it. Yes, I like those tips. I need them because I've been playing more, a lot more with my hair and just kind of like wearing it out. I love all the different styles you be doing. I was like, see, she got
Thank
me
you.
one up. Now I'm gonna play with styles because you have a routine and so you just get used to what you do. But
Right.
I'm choosing to do some different things, have some different styles. And I used to, and something you had mentioned before too is I remember when I was doing a lot of protective styles and I was doing I would keep my braids in for like 3 months as well. And my edges, oh my gosh, that was something that I noticed. My edges were coming out. I finally
Mm-hmm.
got them to back in, but I noticed like as I'm aging, I feel like my hair is thinning around here.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know that's the aging thing because I'm not, or it could be from the pulling. I don't know,
That's what
from
I'm
wearing it
thinking.
up.
I think it's from the pulling. So I would
Okay.
definitely space out putting that band on there, love, because it's
Mm-hmm.
putting too much tension on your hairline. And this is the most
Gotcha.
fragile area. So I would
Mm-hmm.
definitely find a scarf or something that you can tie around instead of
Right.
the band because it's not going to have
Right.
that tight pressure because it's probably stopping your
Mm-hmm.
blood flow and you don't it's probably like not getting that
Mm-hmm.
blood flow like you need. You may not notice it, but the scalp notices it. So
Right. Right.
I think it's a combination of pulling plus you got that pressure on there nonstop. Those are very good factors because our hair is so fragile. So you don't really want to put much pressure on it or tug it or pull it,
Okay.
anything like that. Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. That's good. That's good to know because I've been doing more with it. So I'm going to play around with some
Okay.
different styles and enjoying wearing it out. So that's been cool. What about like wearing it out, especially like in winter months and trying to keep that
So
moisture in because that's
so what I recommend is making sure that you moisturize your hair before bed every night, misting it and then sealing it with the oils. And I will also recommend if you're going to be outside for a certain amount of time, you may want to wrap your hair up or have a hood
Mhm.
on to like keep the wind from, you know, blowing your hair. Cause I promise you, I feel like the cold air just ruins your curls because the cold air strips the moisture from your hair. So it's going to cause your
Mhm.
hair to become dry and brittle. So cold weather and hot weather are harsh for the hair. So you want to make sure that you're
Mhm.
not exposed to those temperatures for very long. If you are, then you want to do some protective measures, a cap, a hat, a scarf maybe, or a head wrap, um, or one of those you have on your head that you can just sit over your hair, as
Mhm.
long as it's not too tight.
Right.
But that's what I would
Right.
recommend. If you're going to be out there
Okay.
for a certain amount of time, definitely wrap it up, but definitely deep condition your hair because that's going to help you keep that moisture in, especially during the winter months.
Got-
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you.
oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for coming on the podcast today, Ms. Ramona, aka Chics Empowered.
My
Y'all make
pleasure.
sure y'all go check her out.
I
What were you saying, Miss Ramona?
said no. It's my pleasure. I'm so grateful that I was able to join on tonight. I think you are awesome. I
Oh,
love what you are
thank you.
doing, and I'm so delighted to do this. And we'll talk some more. We'll keep talking.
Yes, yes, we will. Yes, we will. So before we go, Ramona, why don't you let the people know where they can find you? Because I know some of them gonna want to hit
Yes.
you up.
Okay, yes, you can find me on Instagram at literally Chics Empowered. That's CHICS Empowered. And I'm on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook as well, as Chics Empowered. Um, and those are my two main social media platforms. I also have a private Facebook group. So if you're interested, you can feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook, and then I can send you the link for that. And I'm around. I'm always on social media doing something one one way or another. So you'll see me around, and I look forward to connecting with you, ladies.
You heard her. So make sure y'all get in tune with Miss Ramona so you can get that empowerment and that career development and your personal development going, y'all. So thank you again, Miss Ramona. I really, really enjoyed your story and this podcast episode. Y'all, this was episode 5. We are out of here. We gonna catch you on the next one. Bye.
Thank you. See you
You're
later.
welcome. See you later. Peace.